Right, Chelsea Football Club are back at Stamford Bridge this Friday night when we play Bayer Leverkusen. And we are going to be speaking about that game a little bit and about both games we have this coming weekend. But also, there is a whole lot of transfer news that we need to cover in today's podcast. So, here to help me do so is my friend, channel fan favourite, one of the best looking men to ever come out of the Colliers Wood area. It's Mr. Josh Aveste. Josh, how you doing, mate?
I don't know if that's true. I'm sure there's a wide range of Colliers Wood.
Who is the most famous
Gentleman.
Colliers Wood?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I only know the famous people from where I'm born. What is the most famous person from where you were born?
From where I'm born?
Yeah.
Me. No, joking.
That's embarrassing.
I don't know. Who's not?
It must be you.
What, as in born in the same hospital?
Same area.
Well, I mean, I grew up with Joe Wicks.
There you go. He's a very famous person.
Pretty famous, isn't he?
Saw him on a marathon recently. He was doing very well.
Was he?
He ran it very slowly.
Did you speak to him?
No.
Oh.
I said
if you ever
hi.
do, say Joey Knight says hi.
Would he know who you were?
Would he know I was? Of course he would, you idiot.
What would he say about you?
I won't say the reasons
What would he
why
say?
on camera.
What would he say about you?
But
Would he say top
He
geezer?
used to take me out, like down the park and stuff like that.
If he was next to you in a urinal, would he go, fair play?
Fair play. Fair play. I'm looking forward to testing out the urinals at Stamford Bridge
Are
because
you?
apparently there's been a refurb.
I don't know if there's going to be a refurb in the urinal area. Probably
Right.
just in the bar area.
Well, let's jump.
What pint are you going to have first in Stamford Bridge? Because you've got a wide range of choices now.
What is the new variety?
It's all Bud related, I think. The
Brilliant.
Bud's
Brilliant,
brands. Do
because
you know
I
the
love
Bud
anything
brands?
Bud. No, but I do love a Budweiser pint.
I think you can get a Madry there now.
Yeah, Madry's, but I just get hammered. Do you know what I mean? Like I just go out there and get hammered and don't even watch.
How
the
many
games, to be
pints are you
honest.
going to have this time around?
Well, I'm doing a Lad Bible shoot in the morning, and then I'm going to meet my pal straight after that. So I'll probably be on the piss from like 1 p.m. I'll probably be hammered up.
I
on the
don't think
bridge.
you're going to remember very much about this game.
I don't remember very much about anything, whether I drink or don't drink. I've been getting punched in the head for 10
And
years.
you are the most professional Chelsea YouTuber as a result.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You make your own luck in this life, mate. Right. How will we treat these two matches against Bayer Leverkusen and AC Milan, respectively? Because obviously we haven't had any pre-season. You know, all these other teams have had a massive advantage on us because you know they've had the rest, and then they've had pre-season where we've been competing with the elite of the elite in terms of planet Earth. Obviously,
Galactic champions.
winning the Club World. How far into the 3 minutes in, winning the Club World Cup. I try and get it in the first sort of 5 minutes
Fair
of
enough.
every conversation in life.
Yeah. I
Do you know
don't
what I
blame
mean?
you. I think we have to remind people because
Yeah.
there's quite a lot of fan groups, Joe, that have forgotten that we are world champions.
Mm.
And a lot of people now are complaining about the size of the badge. A lot of people saying it's a little bit too big.
Do you know
It
what?
really offends them.
Do you know what, right? I think that the size of the badge is a little bit too big because when you think about it, right, that's on there for what, 4 years?
Yeah.
4 years, right? So next season, we're going to have the little Champions League crest underneath it.
How do you fit it all in?
Or we'll probably have 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because it'd be the hat-trick of Champions Leagues because
Yeah.
we're going to win the Champions League. Earmark that, bookmark that, Chelsea win the Champions League. I'm telling you right now, I'm deadly serious Chelsea win the Champions League.
Are you
this
giving away
season.
your predictions already?
Yeah, no, we can
We're
do a
gonna
prediction
whole
video,
nother
but I'm just deadly serious that Chelsea
We've
win
got
the
to take
Champions
this prediction video very seriously because I didn't end up doing my prediction video last year. So we've got to
No?
come. We've got to come prepped. We've got to go full Premier League. Are we going to do a Premier League one and then a Chelsea one? Or are we going to do it all in one go?
Do you know what I think we should do?
Come.
I think that we should do one of 2 options, and we'll let these lot decide.
Comments, please.
Right? We either do a Premier League one as a full, and we do it for your channel.
Yeah.
Your Josh Veste channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do the Premier League one as a full for your channel. Or we do it for about 150 people that we love very, very much.
Who's that?
The members. Is there more than 150?
On Joe,
It's
way
probably
more than
probably
way more. But there's probably a lot of members in there that that don't like football. Now, I have to say, true crime fans, not
There you
necessarily
go.
football fans.
There you go. There's a couple of football true crime cases that I'm actually interested in. But anyway, let's get back onto it. And the reason I asked what approach we're going to take for these games is because there are players obviously now returning. We're seeing back in training Wesley Fofana. We haven't seen in a very, very long time. Could be an opportunity for us to see him. There were players that we saw minutes of to an extent, like obviously Andre Santos, Sugu, who I'm really, really excited about. I don't know why. I've got a really good feeling about Sugu. I could be wrong on it. And there's probably more that I'm not thinking of. Obviously, Jamie Gittins wasn't here for the Club World Cup. Neither was Jarrell Hatto. So obviously, it's hopefully going to be an opportunity to see these guys. And I was looking at some training photos and I was a little bit worried, right? Because as much as I was seeing all of my favourite players, which is everyone, there was someone I wasn't seeing in the training pictures, and that was Esteval. So can you give me a little update? What's going on? Am I going to see Esteval when I go up there on Friday night?
I feel that they might be doing like a little presentation for Esteval. I feel like they're going to do something special for him. And so he hasn't been pictured too much recently as a result, because they're saving it for a big moment, which you will obviously retweet and probably make a video on, won't you, when that announcement's actually dropped.
Oh, yeah.
But I today have seen there is a picture of him at the training ground, and he's at the back of there's someone else in front. In fact, actually, I'm looking at it now. It's João Pedro that they've taken a picture of, and then Esteval is in the background.
Right, okay. So why are they keeping it like hush-hush?
I think what Chelsea try and do now is they build up these signings, and they like to make them a big thing. This season, it's
parade them on the pitch, mate, just like you did Mudryk.
There you go. There you go. Did you see the other day there was Porto? They did a player announcement on the pitch during their first pre-season match, and that no one had ever heard of it. And do you know who it was?
Who?
Luke de Jong. Do you remember him?
Luke de Jong, yes.
Yeah, big, lanky
Luke de Jong,
striker. And they've actually signed him. No one even heard about it. Fabrizio didn't do his tweet. He was announced in that moment. No one even knew he was coming. It's quite exciting.
Is Luke de Jong a striker?
Yeah, Luke de Jong.
Oh, so it was a midfielder?
No, that was another de Jong.
Who's the blonde de Jong that Man U wanted for ages but never got?
Oh, that's not de Jong. That's a different guy.
Who is that?
He's playing for Barcelona. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, thingy.
He's gone completely out of my head.
God, but anyway, gone out my head.
The theme that we're doing at the moment is we're doing these player plinths. Have you seen these? They almost look like little Sabutio characters. Do you ever play Sabutio when you were a kid?
No.
So basically now we've got Gerald Hatto, and he's there standing on a plinth looking majestic. Can I just say, he looks like a beast, Hatto. Really excited to see him play. And we haven't yet had that photo.
Good-looking fella.
He's a very good-looking fella. I saw a video of him today. He's incredibly fast.
Do you know what he gave me when I looked at him?
Oh, God.
Not that. Ruben Loftus-Cheek vibes.
Yes. I don't think he's as tall as Ruben is, but he looks like he's as tall as Ruben is.
By the way, I was on about Frankie de Jong. I don't know why.
Frankie de Jong. There you go. Told you.
Now, Frankie de Jong would be a good signing for Porto.
He'd be a very good signing for Porto.
There you go. He might be a good signing
Luke
for
de Jong, I think, would be a very
clubs.
good signing for Porto, to be fair. But yeah, no, I think with these games, what we're going to expect is, I don't know how stringently they're going to stick to this, but I feel that there's going to be one team for one game and another team for another game. Do you think?
No.
Really?
No.
Because there's only 2 days apart.
Yeah, and that's why I think like you might get the first half on the Friday and you might get like the last 30 on the Sunday.
Fair.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't know. But I don't know. Is there like anyone you're a bit like, come on, mate, like you have a rest?
I feel like Caicedo, I would want to have a rest. Cole Palmer, I'd like to have a rest.
Is it weird that I'm going to be taking the trip to Stamford Bridge and I'm going to be hoping that, not that I don't see him, but very much hoping, that I don't see a full 90 from Caicedo, from Enzo, from Cole Palmer. Like, honestly, I mean, I wish I had a kind of built a lineup for this one. And what I'll do is I'll actually drop a match preview. What's today?
Today is Tuesday. We could do a lineup for this game. We could come up with it on the fly. Why not?
We come up with it. We just won't have a graphic on the screen.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right.
Don't worry about that.
Let's go with it now.
Okay.
Start straight off. I want to see Mike Penders in goal. See what he's got.
Mike Penders is currently playing for Strasbourg, so...
I knew that. I just... testing you. You passed. Congratulations.
He's currently training with Strasbourg and looking very good for them. So we're not going to see him.
Well,
the three goalkeepers that we've got at the moment are Sanchez, Jorgensen and Selena.
Okay, well, let's see Selena then.
I'd quite like to see Selena.
Yeah.
Can't say his name, but I'd like to see him.
Yeah.
Right back.
Right back, I want to go Josh Changpong.
Love to see Josh Champong. That's a really good shout. Centre backs.
Centre backs, I want to go with. You're going to criticise me for it, but I'm only on about for potentially one half of football. I want to go Wesley Fofana and Benoit Badiashile as my 2 centre backs.
If he's fit enough to play, I think this is the game you just go for it.
Yep.
Maybe give him a couple more days and start him in the next game. But I'm happy to see Wesley Fofana in that. Let's go for that, and then Hato on the left. Surely,
if not, Benoit Badiashile, very, or Wesley Fofana, happy to see any of the boys really, but I just think because they've played at the Club World Cup and stuff like that, and obviously I'm ruling out a lot of players like the Sassy.
I'd like Levi Colwill to have a rest.
Yeah, I don't really want to see Levi Colwill play this game. I definitely don't want to see Cucurella play this game. I don't want to see Cucurella play this game. I want to see Hato play this one.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I'm really, really interested in. Now, if we're going double pivot, right, then in this one I wouldn't mind. Is it really weird that I say this, right? You know how much I say, I want to rest Caicedo. With Enzo, I never feel like Enzo needs as much rest. But is that just because he makes it look a bit effortless?
I feel like Enzo, in a weird way, doesn't have to do as much running as Caicedo, and therefore, probably in game, doesn't have to do as much work. Someone is going to refute this, because I bet Enzo actually has pretty decent numbers in terms of running.
And I would agree with you.
But he looks like he doesn't run as much.
But he just looks like he doesn't as much because he looks like a world-class ticker.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I just feel like with the amount of game time that these boys are going to have this season, and also, you remember at the start you said, we haven't had a pre-season and therefore we're behind other teams. We have just gone to the final of a very serious tournament, which wasn't friendly matches, it was competitive football against teams in Brazil that were playing properly. They've had 3 weeks off, right? I don't think as a Premier League footballer, you suddenly become a slouch. You suddenly put on 10 kilos in 3 weeks. What's the maximum you've put on in 3 weeks?
Have you just lined that up just so you can ask me that? Why don't you ask me this?
Why don't you
ask me how much weight I've lost in the last 10 days?
But this is almost my point.
14 pounds. Yeah?
This wasn't a slide dig. I was trying to actually do you a bit of a favour because I don't think you can put on 10 kilos in that amount of time.
No,
I think those boys. And also, by the way, have you seen Malagusto's mixtape that he's made for his summer break?
No.
He's made this video. I love this because Malagusto's gone and he's hired an editor and a videographer, and he's made them film his entire break.
Ledge.
And he's, I think, very carefully put in a lot of training footage within that. So he's got Enzo Maresca. Hey, Enzo.
Fit and firing.
I've been training and it looks very good. So I think all those boys will have been training. So I think match fitness is one thing, but I think 3 weeks, you don't lose match fitness too much.
So bearing in mind, I would be absolutely fine with 10 changes at half time. I'll go first half. I'll go Enzo Fernandez and Andre Santos.
I would personally go Sugu and Enzo.
I knew you would go Sugu and Enzo,
but
I'd like to see Sugu in the second half. I'd go Enzo and Andre Santos in that first half. And then across my front line, the nailed on one is I want to see Jamie Gittins. And by the way, if you're a Jamie Gittins, right, because we're going to get onto some transfer talk, but this is the time to go out there and fucking tear it to pieces. Because for a man that, if add-ons and bonuses are collected, we could surpass the 50 mil barrier that we've spent on this guy. I've never known, right? But no one take offense to this. It's no one's fault. It's I'm guilty of it too, by the way. You can go and check my channel and you can see how much, or how little I should say, I've actually spoke about him. But I've never known us to make like a £50 million signing, basically, or €50 million, and to not have the level of excitement. Now, does that say anything about the level of player Jamie Gittins is, the level of understanding that we have on the player that Jamie Gittins is, or is this just going to be a case of everything changes when we see this boy play and we go, he's mustard, he's the bollocks?
I have a weird feeling that Jamie Gittins is going to be the reserve left winger.
Well, if we're spending 50 mil, I don't think that's a good, but then again, knowing us, we'll probably get 55 back.
The thing is, right, I watched a really good video on this. I think it was made by Lawrence Alcott, James Lawrence Alcott.
I was going to say, who's Lawrence
No,
Alcott?
James Lawrence Alcott.
James, yeah.
JLA. And he was saying that when Xavi Simons comes in, he will be playing in the left half space, not as a left winger. and that Cucurella will go and bomb on and be the left winger, or you have to play Gittins in that role, and then you have to play 2 number 10s. So I personally feel that for different games, Gittins will be playing as a high and wide left winger, and then in other matches, we'll want a more central, Xavi Simons with Cucurella bombing on. And let's be honest, would you rather see Cucurella overlap or underlap? I'd personally rather see him overlap.
Yeah.
And get crosses in from the left-hand side, personally.
Yeah.
I think he can do the underlapping thing. So, like you, I agree. Gittins has got to very early put his flag in the ground and say, I am able and willing to play in the Chelsea team and be in the A team. I think what we forget is he's only 20. And he wasn't playing full-time for Dortmund. And so I think more often than not, we'll see him coming off the bench as opposed to starting matches, especially if we get another sign.
You say he wasn't playing full-time. He had a good run in that Dortmund team
at the start of the season.
And then...
different manager. And to be fair, the different manager changed the formation and he wasn't playing high and wide.
Do you know
wingers.
who the manager was at Dortmund last season at one point?
The start of the season was Nuri Sahin.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I know.
Like, is that, them things, and you're like, oh God, I feel old now. Like, Sahin, I'm like, what?
Is Sahin 40?
You was a kid when Liverpool signed you, and I'm sure Sahin came around the time of do you remember when they went and signed? They made some sick signings, but they also signed, I'm not saying they weren't good, but they also signed Lallana, Lambert, Barini, players like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Sahin came around that time, and he could score a screamer, Yuri Sahin.
I don't know if he is 40. Do you feel this as you get older, time goes faster? Because I feel like when I was 18, I remember seeing a 30-year-old footballer, and before I knew it, he was 32, and I was 19.
Still 18.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. I don't know how that works, in terms of time.
What age does your mind go to tell people, when you say how old you are?
I honestly now I have to
do the
maths. No, honestly now I do the maths because I kind of try and forget.
Right, yeah.
Intentionally.
Because I'm going to turn 31
very soon.
Week today. What are
you doing for it?
What, for my 31st?
Yeah.
I'm just going to go glue. Do you know glue?
You're going to do some
Shout out Glue in Banstead, yeah? Family-run restaurant. They've been going for, I reckon, 25 years now, Glue. And they
go there for all your birthdays.
They are the absolute best Mediterranean restaurant in the whole of the South London Southwest London area. Yep.
Mediterranean in terms of what cuisine? Italian restaurant?
They do everything, mate. They do everything.
Really?
But yeah, shout out Glue.
How do you spell glue?
I don't know, but they watch the thing, so they watch the pod, so they'll love it.
Can we have a preemptive happy birthday for Jerry?
Yeah. Oh no, mate, I've already messaged him. I was like, I'm coming down for my birthday, but I go there every year. They're legends, in there. They're cool. Right. So Jamie Gittins, right? We are going to get on transfers, but if I'm sat there and I'm hearing Xavi Simons, although he might not possibly play in my position, if I'm hearing Garnacho, I'm thinking, mate, hold on. Have you forgotten about me just because I wasn't at the Club World Cup? I'm Jamie fucking Gittins, and I'm here to prove a point. Mm-hmm. And I believe that in these 2 matches, they're going to... Look, Bayer Leverkusen, pre-season or not, are going to be up for it because you're facing the world champions.
Can I just say, before we move on from this point, can you and I have a bet now? Who's going to play more games for Chelsea this season? Jamie Gittins or Esteval?
Ooh.
And I want to know people in the comments what they think as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm still trying to think of my answer for this. Who's going to play more games? Should we do who's going to start more games?
Do you know what it is?
No, let's do how many appearances.
No, we do more appearances. I'm going to answer with Esteval, and people are going to go mad. I'm only on about age. But do you remember when Arsenal first bought Theo Walcott?
Yeah.
Do you remember how they kind
was he 17?
He was pretty young, wasn't he, right? Yeah. So Esteval's what, 19, 18?
He's 18.
So similar sort of thing. They're very much eased him in to the team. They also done that with a teenage Cesc Fabregas. Now, obviously, you could argue, you've got Vieira ahead.
Eased him in. He was 15 when he was playing.
What, Fabregas?
Cesc Fabregas was 15 when he made his debut.
He was 15 when he made his debut, but they eased him in, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Do you think?
Yeah.
I feel like he played a lot when he
from
was really
memory,
young.
From memory, yeah, you could probably look it up. But I think in terms of starts, I reckon from the season when he first had a start for Arsenal, I don't reckon that next season he started more than 15 games or something like that. Right? What I'm saying is, I wouldn't be surprised if we use Esteval in, but sometimes you want to ease someone in and they're just too fucking good. And that's what happened with Cole Palmer, right? Mauricio Pochettino was not having Cole Palmer as a starter. He came on off the bench, I think it was against Bournemouth away when we drew 0-0 and Forest at home when I think we lost or drew 1-1. I was at the match. And both times Cole Palmer came on and it was just undeniable how good he was. And then he finally gets in the lineup. He starts, I think, away at Burnley and the rest is history. He goes on to be the best player in the league that season. But I do think that if I had to put money on it, I would say Esteval. Who are you going for?
By the way, Cesc Fabregas in 05-06, which was his third season, played 35 games.
Yeah, in his third season. What about in his first season?
And also, by the way, in his second season, he played 33.
Yeah, how many starts?
In his first season, he didn't play in the Premier League.
Okay, right.
So there you go.
Hold on, sorry.
Oh,
you've just bored me to death. I'm gonna have to take.
Oh!
I'm gonna have to take one of my supreme lion's mane. I've been taking a lion's mane, every morning. I wake up. So I wake up and I have a coffee for my concentration, or for just to wake me up, basically.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if that helps.
Yeah. And no, but the lion's mane. I mean, this is the Focus Lion's Mane mushroom blend, and they're vegan as well by Supreme. But I take them, and the way I always describe it to everyone is they go, what's it help you with, and whatever, and I say, it just makes me concentrate more, because I'm a jumper, I'm a task jumper. So I'll be prepping a bit of true crime, then I go on to a bit of Chelsea, then I go on to a bit of boxing, then whatever. And then I take my lion's mane and I just stay focused, and it helps me do it. So we've actually got we got a link, haven't we?
Got a link, and we got a discount code, isn't it? 40%.
40% off. 40% off your order. If
you can save a fuckload
you use
of money.
the discount code, which is linked in the description with the Supreme website, and the discount code is JJPod40. Am I right?
I think so. Yeah,
it says it in the description, so you only need to click on that anyway. But either way, that'll get you 40% off. Right, I want to speak to you about something. Yeah.
Sorry, I thought I bored you to death.
You have bored me to death, but don't worry, because I just slipped in a couple of the lion's manes. No, but I do want to speak to you about something. Chelsea have updated their website. Do you know that?
How controversial the website update are we talking here?
Nothing too controversial, but they've updated their website.
Go on then, yeah.
Right? Why? What do you think? I was going to start moaning about
I thought
stuff?
you were going to start moaning about something. I'm glad you're not going to go down
I'm not
that
going to
route.
moan about it, but I might be moaning about it if Friday don't go too well. No, Chelsea have updated their website, and obviously that has the players' squad photos in the new kit and whatnot. Obviously, when they're on the pre-season tour, they do a very basic one, but when they get back to Stamford Bridge, when they get back to Cobham, they've obviously got like a studio there. They do all the media stuff from, and they properly do it, and they get them in there and they take the photos and everything like that. Now, left off of our website, but officially registered as Chelsea players still, or contracted to the club at least, is Raheem Sterling, Ben Chilwell, Axel Disasi, Renato Vega. This one surprised me a little bit. Alfie Gilchrist.
Yeah,
I know we want to sell him. I know he's gonna go, but it's a little bit like exiled for an academy player.
I don't know if he's exiled. I think the problem with him is, and I don't want to demigrate him, but he's playing in the Championship and he wasn't. Was he tearing up trees in the Championship?
Did you watch him much?
I mean, I don't think he was tearing up trees.
But did you watch
I
him
haven't heard any fans talking about Alfie Gilchrist now.
No,
what he was.
No, neither have I. But my answer to that would be I didn't watch him that much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. All the best, by the way, to Alfie Gilchrist.
I thought
he's
Alfie
a proper
Gilchrist,
Chelsea.
I thought Alfie Gilchrist was a really
Chelsea.
good player coming off the bench for us, and even sometimes starting like cup matches and stuff for us under Mauricio Pochettino. Versatile, could play centre back, could play right back. I think he'd have a big future. I'm surprised he got left off of the website, even if we are planning on selling him, because he's a good player.
By the way, on the website still is Amari Kellerman. So
in an old kit.
Yeah, you're not including Alfie Gilchrist, but you're including Amari Kellyman, who will never play for Chelsea.
Which is so
I'm
mad.
going to say this now. He will never play for Chelsea.
And he's in the old kit, Amari Kellyman.
know,
So
so
it's not
embarrassing.
like he's at Cobham, by the way. I don't know. That's a mystery in
you
itself.
know the worst part of it
is
is that
Amari
he's injured?
Kellyman even a real person?
Honestly, I don't think he is.
I think we should go into a true crime episode now because I don't know if
We need
Amari
to.
Kellyman even exists. I
That's a
think he
good
might be
title.
another Gail Kakuta.
It is
I
a good
was
title.
I was there for Gail Kakuta's debut.
Charlie Masonda.
Hey, Charlie Masonda, yeah. No,
He's
Gail
retired.
Kakuta's debut, right? I was there for that. It was against Wolves. He came on, 30-minute cameo. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, this kid. And I went, do you know what? I don't care that we've got a transfer ban over him because all we need is
So
him.
true.
But God knows.
Best academy debut that you've ever seen at Chelsea.
Best academy debut.
In person, yeah.
I'm always going to be a little bit biased. Who do you think I'm going to go for?
I thought you were going to say Trevor Chalobah.
Trevor Chalobah against Crystal
Yeah,
Palace. There you go.
yeah. For the goal, wasn't it? Yeah.
But he had a great game. Also left off of the website were Carney Chukwuemeka and David Datro Fofana. No massive shocks there, apart from the Alfie Gilchrist one. But Mudryk's still on the website.
I think legally he probably has to be.
What do you mean you think legally he has to be?
as
Fucking
in-
legally, these have to be.
As in, I think what they want to do is they eventually want to try and sell Mudryk. They want to show him as still part of the squad.
What, you don't think they want fees for Desassi, Vega, Gilchrist,
I
Chukwuemeka?
think what might be happening is that those boys already have moves lined up.
Right, okay.
To be fair,
Yeah.
I mean, look. Take an example. Carney Chukwuemeka. We know that Dortmund are basically eyeing up the move. We heard all the rumours that it was going to be Leipzig. The Leipzig thing is quieting down. Apparently, Carney doesn't even want to go to Leipzig. So Dortmund seems like it's the most likely thing. Apparently, we're not even going to make that much money from that, which is a bit annoying.
What did Carney do?
Yeah.
25 mil we spent on
No,
him,
I
wasn't it?
think we're going to be less than that.
No, I'm saying we spent about 25 mil on
I
him.
know, but as in, I think it's going to be much less than that.
And it's really disappointing because I actually think Carney Chukwuemeka is such a good player. But at the same time, it's just like, is he going to get in?
Is
Dunno.
it another story of a player that's got a bad injury and then not been at the peak? The thing is that we never see as fans is we never see the data behind their physical fitness.
Yeah.
And if he's lost, 10, 15% of his pace, does that severely impact the way that we view him as a player? Potentially.
Would you rather, and think of this, would you rather that we could see that data?
I don't, because I feel like it would massively
It
change
would
the way
hinder,
we
it would
view
hinder
things.
our transfer business.
Yeah,
I would
very-
rather,
yeah,
I would rather
very
the
true.
data is not accessible to
Yeah.
fucking anyone because
Very
then
true.
we'd be able to carry on getting these prices. One thing that I got a bit of hammering in the comments for a few videos recently, I always get a bit, but
West Ham fans.
are there any?
I just said hammering.
No, yeah. No, West Ham, great club, great European heritage.
Unlike some other London-based clubs.
There you go, unlike some other London-based clubs who we may or may not speak about. Listen, one thing that I've always given Chelsea immense credit for, whether it's Roman, whether it's Ken Bates, whether it's whoever else, we get some good money for our players,
We
man.
really
And
do.
you were just saying there about like, not going to probably get that much for Carney Chukwuemeka. No, we're not. We're not. But, do you think Enzo Maresca's a good manager?
Yeah.
And what sealed the deal for Enzo Maresca? Why I want to join Chelsea Football Club? Just one beautiful passage of play finished off by
Carney?
Carney Chukwuemeka against Leicester City when we beat them 4-2 and Madueke scored a screamer. Who? Don't know. Some idiot.
Well, he
plays
obviously
for
doesn't rate
Arsenal.
either of these players, does he?
Hey?
Enzo doesn't rate either of those players. He saw
Yeah, I
them
know.
in the flesh. He still
Madueke and
doesn't
Carney
rate him.
Chukwuemeka, he's got rid of both of them.
yeah, he's still annoyed about that game, isn't he?
yeah. But then brought in Kim and Dewsbury Hall and got rid of him too.
What can we? When are we going to talk about Dewsbury Hall?
Yeah, I want to talk
Okay.
about Dewsbury Hall
Okay.
right now.
Okay, fine.
25.9 million up. Well, I say up front. I don't know how it is, but basically 25.9 million, but also an extra 4 to 5 million in add-ons, assuming we get all of those, right? Because those add-ons, like I've done again, we're not like privy to what these add-ons are, contract stuff like that. I used to think that the add-ons were like ridiculous things, which it's like, oh,
No.
it makes the deal sound better, but you won't achieve those add-ons or whatever because it'll be, if they go and win the Champions League or whatever. No. Like, those add-ons are ridiculous because I was looking at Donnarumma's wages, right? And he was taking 300 grand a week. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and then I'm looking at it and it's going, up 120 grand a week from last season. And I'm like,
I didn't know that.
Oh, I can't believe they're giving him a pay. 27, yeah, fair enough. But obviously they got a backup goalkeeper that they're interested in and whatever. And anyway, long story short, that 120 grand a week extra, or whatever it was, about 100 grand a week extra, was because of them winning the Champions League, which is obviously the. Do you know the Champions League? We've won it twice. It's the one below the Club World Cup.
I have seen it.
Yeah.
I have seen it.
We've won
European
it. We've
title,
won it. We've won it
obviously
twice.
world title, better.
Yeah. So
Simple.
you need to win
More
the
teams.
Champions League to get in the Club World Cup, and then you win that, and then you've completed football. But anyway, Donnarumma, like his wages went up ridiculously. That's obviously a result of winning the Champions League. To achieve these bonuses for Keane and Dewsbury Hall, I imagine the most like consequential one, if that's even a word.
Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or. I imagine that it will be avoid relegation will be a big one, but I just think it will then be based on appearances.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Well, yeah, because it's not going to be goal or assist based, is it really, with a Dewsbury Hall kind of player, is it?
Wrong.
Why?
Dewsbury Hall is going to go to Everton, right? And he is going to score goals and he is going to assist goals.
I'm not saying that he's not, but I'm saying if I'm Chelsea and I'm structuring a deal, I'm not doing it based on the amount of goals scored or amount of assists, bearing in mind he's a midfielder, defensive midfielder by trade.
He's not though, is he?
That's where he played for Leicester.
Mate, me and you both know he's not.
But that's where he played.
Okay. But we both know he's not.
By the way, I think when he goes to Everton, I think he's going to be exceptional.
Yeah.
And I'm actually, can I just say, I want to put this on record, I'm actually quite upset that Dewsbury Hall's going.
What I said yesterday, right? I said every club needs a Keane and Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
Even once he had been like displaced out of our lineup, every club still needed a Paulo Ferreira. You know what I mean? At this minute in time, who's a good egg?
Do you know who's a better example than Paulo Ferreira? Jeremy. Like, Jeremy could have played in a few different positions.
Yeah.
And he was a baller.
No, but also just doesn't kick up fast, doesn't make it all about them, doesn't demand a move, things like that. I'm really, really happy that he's been rewarded with a move, and I'm really happy that it's to Everton because as much as there was like a doom and gloom over leaving Goodison and the ownership and everything like that, and you've gone full circle and got Moisey back in, I think that Everton are going to have a good season next season. They're already starting to do a bit of business.
Call it. What position?
What, Everton?
Yeah.
Doggy? No, I'm joking. Everton, I'll call it. This doesn't sound high, but it's really high, and it's actually someone's position. There's a sort of unwritten contract in the Premier League that a certain team finish here every year, but I'm going to give them 12th.
Crystal Palace.
Sorry, Palace. I'm giving Everton 12.
Yeah.
I'm giving Everton 12.
I'm going to go 10th.
Okay. 10th. Woo!
I think Everton are going to surprise a lot of people this year.
You think the Villarreal striker's going to bang
really
some
good.
goals, yeah?
Barry.
Nice.
Anyone called Barry in my book is going to be a good player.
Any striker from Villarreal is a brilliant player, in my opinion. Maybe we'll speak about Nicholas Jackson. It looks like if we get all the bonuses and that for Keane and Dewsbury Hall, we've made about £100,000 loss on him.
Well, now what you don't think about is that actually the only amortised cost, bearing in mind that we bought him for £30 million, we spread him over a 5-year contract, I believe. So the amortised cost would be £6 million. So therefore, at this point, we've only spent £6 million on Dewsbury Hall.
There you go.
So it's actually, when we're saying we've made a loss, we haven't. We've made a huge profit.
And I think it's fitting that we're giving Dewsbury Hall a bit of praise here because I do, like, as I say, attitude goes a really, really good long way for me. And if you've got a good attitude, then I'll always respect that as a player for our club. I only got 2 starts in 14 Premier League appearances last season for Chelsea, but
only played 14 times total. In the league.
Only 14 appearances, and 2 of those were starts in the league. But obviously in the Conference League, he was pretty prolific, wasn't he? Do you know his record in the Conference League?
How many? Can I say goals?
Contributions, goals and assists. Can I give you how many starts he got?
Go on.
He got 11 starts. So I think he featured in every match, which I think was like 13 or 14.
9?
But
9 goal contributions?
7 goal contributions and 11 starts.
Okay.
I think that's really, really
I think
good.
that's really good.
One of them was including an assist in the final. So
Yes.
there you go. So I can't say anything bad about him. Let me just quickly get your thoughts, mate, on Burnley. They have had 1, 2 tres of our players now this season. Do you know that?
Humphreys is
Humphreys, yeah.
one. Broja
Broha,
and Ugachukwu.
Ugachukwu. Humphreys, Broa, Ugachukwu. Who does best? Considering Humphreys has already contributed into helping Burnley achieve one of the best, if not the best, ever goals conceded tally for a championship side. 16 in the championship.
Yeah.
Remember, Chelsea's one was in a league where there was 20
Less
teams,
games.
you know, less games, yeah? 16 in the championship's fucking ridiculous.
I didn't know that was the amount of goals they conceded. That is crazy.
I think it was 16.
Well done,
Fact
well
check me
done
if
to
I'm
Scott
wrong.
Parker. Well done to Scott Parker. I think that Ugachukwu will have the best season there. Mainly because I think he was undervalued in Southampton, and basically no one was watching Southampton, and so we didn't see how good he actually was. I watched a few games of him playing. I thought he looked really good. There's so much pressure, isn't there, for relegated teams or relegated threatened teams to not play these players. But I think Ugachukwu is more than good enough. And actually, let's be real about this. If we didn't have, an Asugu coming in or an Andre Santos coming in, Ugachukwu might be in our squad.
So it's looking like we're going to get a fee of around 20 mil for Ugachukwu.
Yeah. I think we paid, like 16 or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. But the main thing here is obviously sell-on clause, yeah?
Are we getting one?
I don't know, but it's got to be. I ain't shifting Ugachukwu for a little 4 mil profit. And I know you'll say the thing about the time spent at the club.
Yeah.
Regardless of that,
Is he
just
gonna be-
simple man's logic here for a second. I want 30% of your sell-on clause.
In 2 years' time, where is he going to move to? Actually, at the end of next season,
It's
where
going
is
to
he
be
going
end
to
of
move
next
to?
season. They'll get relegated and he'll move.
Can I just say he'll
to-
probably have a relegation release clause then, and that'll probably be quite low.
There
So
you
the
go.
sell-on clause might not mean too much.
There you go. Hard to tell.
I don't know how well Broja is going to fare at Burnley.
I'm hearing 20 mil for Broa.
They're intentionally not disclosing this.
Right.
So we will, I don't know if we'll ever know. If we got 20 mil for him, I would be so shocked.
Yeah.
In a level in which I don't think is true.
Wouldn't it? I thought we'd get about
It's
5
less
mil or
than
something.
10. I think it's less than 10.
Yeah.
I could say it being 15 with bonuses, but
Yeah. Either way,
it's not 20.
it can only strengthen them. It can only strengthen Burnley.
Does he
right?
get in their first team? Probably.
It's hard because I don't like. Every manager has a different philosophy. Now, clearly, Scott Parker's philosophy is let's try and keep watertight. But like, obviously,
Which makes sense.
you kind of start to label Burnley a little bit with how you used to label Stoke, and then you'd go, oh yeah, he'll get in their team. Big tall lad up top. But Everton did that for years with Calvert-Lewin. Bro went there and wasn't pulling up trees. Didn't really do anything.
It's a different style of football now, isn't it, as well, at Burnley? I don't think they are that sort of like,
No, they have actually become a lot easier on the eye, but I think under Scott Parker, it did shift a lot from the way Vincent Company was playing with them.
20th?
So just
20th?
what, Burnley?
I think that'd be 20th.
No.
Who?
Rock bottom.
Yeah. It's not
Um,
going to be Leeds, is it?
why is everyone just bigging up Leeds? Like they're saying, like
I think Leeds are the Ipswich from last season.
that went down.
Yeah, but as in they're not Rob.
Yeah, but people are going, oh, it's Leeds. Little news flash for you, yeah? If the league wasn't so shit last year, Spurs and Man United would have gone down, right? And if Spurs had have gone down, in the grand scheme of things, in comparison to the likes of Aston Villa going down to the Championship, it would have meant fuck all, to be honest. So if Aston Villa can go down, yeah? Nottingham Forest, the teams that have been down in that Championship, Fulham, Newcastle, if these teams can go down, trust me, Leeds have not got any heritage to suggest that they're just going to stay in the Premier League. So I don't see why we're seeing all of this stuff.
Can you
I
believe
wouldn't be
that-
surprised if Burnley finish above Leeds and Sunderland,
Can you believe
despite
that
everyone
Kyle
tipping
Walker
them
is there?
to.
At Burnley.
Eh?
Can you believe Carl Walker's gone to Burnley?
Listen, whatever keeps him out of trouble. So just quickly, right? Kieran Dewsbury Hall, Ugo Chukwu, Brower, Humphreys, Felix, Petrovic, Margu, Kepa, Bettinelli. Even if you don't include that Brower deal, just yet, there's £180 million roughly worth of sales there in a summer where we've also won the Club World Cup.
And got 100 million quid.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So are you worried about anything?
I'm not
Anything
worried about
worrying
anything. I'm
you?
not worried about anything, Jackie.
No.
Especially not the money.
There you go.
Especially not the money. And it is funny because now Liverpool, the fan group that obviously love to shout about how much money we spend, have spent more money than us.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So-
I am worried about something.
Getting Raheem Sterling off the books.
No, I'm not worried about all that. Finish with all that. I might come back to that later, but I am worried about something because I'm hearing of some links. I'm hearing of a player possibly wanting to depart, feeling that he's now come of age, and that's Tyreek George. Tyreek George links with Roma. Apparently, I didn't find this one weird. I just found this interesting. Apparently, he's only interested in Germany. Have you heard this?
Yeah, but it makes sense though, doesn't
No,
it?
it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Like, it makes perfect sense, yeah? Players that Tyreek George would look at, like, you know, the more obvious examples, Jude Bellingham, Haaland. I know he's not English, but, you know, born in England.
Even Sancho.
Born in England. Sancho, Jamie Gittins now, and many others have gone
Many
to
others.
Germany, flourished, done such good things. So I can completely understand why he's thinking, right, for my development, that's where I'm going to go. At the same time as that, there's part of me that doesn't want to let Tyreek George go. I don't want to let him go. I really do feel like there was the pathway for him under Enzo Maresca. And when we're hearing the likes of Garnacho links constantly, and we've got a Tyreek George there, they are the times when I call the recruitment policy into question. So can you just tell me, Josh, what is the point in selling Tyreek George? Because I'm going to say, right, we're short of left wingers as of this moment in time, right? Maybe, you know, Mudryk might get moved on, contract might get torn up. We don't know, would be even shorter, but he can't, you know, play anyway. He's just had a breakthrough season, and the player that we could be bringing in on that left wing spot is way less desired by the actual fan base. And that's not an opinion. That's a fact. It's a fact. I'm not saying there aren't people out there that rate Garnacho, right? I'm not saying I don't rate Garnacho. This is the thing that I want to make quite clear on this. And I know I'm being long-winded with it. I'm going to spin it to you. But one thing I want to make quite clear is not that I don't rate Garnacho. There's plenty of players that I rate. I rate Alexis McAllister. But if you said to me he's going to come in and take Caicedo's place, I'd say, fuck off, right? That's kind of how I feel about this Tyreek George move and the possibility of us bringing Garnacho in. Give me your thoughts on it.
So let's compare the two.
Yeah.
So, you know, George is 19 years old. He hasn't had a full season in the Premier League in terms of starts by any shade of the imagination. In fact, he was only promoted to the first team last season. And he was only promoted to the first team last season really because of the Mykhailo Mudryk news. I think if Mykhailo Mudryk had been playing, I don't know how much game time Tyreek George would even have had. Right?
Fair.
And then you compare him to Garnacho. Garnacho has actually had 4 senior seasons
And
in
how
the
old is he?
Premier League. He's 21, I think, or nearly 22. But saying that, as I say, 4 full seasons of playing, not week in, week out, but certainly, you know, being on the bench week in, week out for a Premier League team. And
Who would have played for Man United last season?
who would have played for Man United last season?
Yeah,
Tyreek George
they're
or
both Tyreek
Garnacho.
George and Garnacho. Who would have played for Man United last season?
I don't know if either of them would get a game.
Tyreek
Because
George would have played.
I don't know if he would, because Tyreek George is more of a winger.
Yeah.
And Ruben Amorim doesn't play wingers. And that's why Garnacho isn't getting in the team. And that's why they're selling him. The thing is, right?
I think Tyreek George fits that system a million times better than Garnacho.
The thing is, right, is let's just take our bias off for a second and say we want academy players to come into the first team because that's like a prerequisite. In fact, Cobham is the thing that I'm most proud of at Chelsea.
Yeah.
Right?
You want to keep it in the family. Same way you want to marry a first cousin.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a second cousin.
Yeah. If anyone's going to fuck my cousin, it's going to be me.
If anyone's going to fuck my cousin, she grew up man. If anyone's going to fuck my cousin, it's going to be me.
Name the film in the comments. So I think if we take away our bias from that and we are advising Tyreek George right now, giving it like we're his agent.
Yeah.
If I were that agent, I'd be saying to Chelsea, I'd be going, look, the best thing for Tyreek to be doing right now is either going on loan or going permanently because I'm not going to be playing week in, week out because even if they don't sign Garnacho, they've got two other left wingers. Xavi Simons is going to be coming in or someone else is going to be coming in, Rodgers, for example. There'll be two other wingers on the left-hand side, which is George's best position. And then you've got the wonder kid, Esteval, and Pedro Neto, who's had a wonderful summer as well.
So for Tyreek George, right? Let's put ourselves in the player's shoes. I would love for Tyreek George to stay. If that wasn't on the table, I'd love for him to take a loan move. Chelsea Football Club would benefit massively from Tyreek George taking a loan move because if he can get a move to the Bundesliga, a permanent, then off the back of half a season in effect, then he can definitely get a loan move to the Bundesliga. Right? Now, if he gets a loan move to the Bundesliga, say he goes and plays for a Leipzig, anyone, a Leverkusen, a Dortmund, right? He goes and plays there, rips it up. His value is going to be more next season. Definitely. His value is going to be more. But from the player's point of view, he's probably thinking, no. Like, I want to get settled. I want to buy a property and know that, my stuff's going to stay there. And they're the sort of things we don't think about as much. But yeah, for me, from a selfish point of view, I would like Tyreek George to stay at the club and to, play the same sort of role he played last season. Obviously, I understand that he needs to crack on with his career. I think the best for everyone involved would be for him to take a loan move and then we can make a hefty profit on him.
The thing with the loan moves is there's no guarantee that these players are going to play. So let's look at Mark Hewitt, gone to Sunderland. There's a penalty clause in that contract that says if he doesn't play a certain amount of games, Sunderland have to pay us.
Has he gone?
Amount of money. Not formally confirmed, but I think it will be today or tomorrow.
Well, we've had the here we go.
I think it will be formally confirmed today or tomorrow. He was meant to be flying up yesterday on a private jet. For some reason, the plane had an issue. So
don't speak to me about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Don't speak
so anyway, So anyway,
because he's still listed on our website.
Yeah, well, he won't be for long because he's off there. So anyway, going back to my point in terms of like the reason why a move might be the best course of action is there's no guarantee that for a loan player you're going to be playing a lot of games. And in fact, when it gets to January, the people that have those loan moves are thinking, fuck, I've got to replace that person in 6 months' time. And therefore, there's less pressure to play them and that sort of thing. And the manager also doesn't necessarily want to prioritise them because they'll be gone next season. So if it's a permanent move, he's going to a club that really want him. They're going to pay him the wages that he deserves. And he's going to be starting games. You hope so, right? And the best thing for Tyreek George is to develop and grow. Yeah. And also what they're talking about with him in particular is that there would be a very clear sell-on clause and also a matching rights.
So what sort of bunts are we talking?
30 to 40 million, I would say. Realistically.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, going to the Bundesliga, yeah, I could see that. I don't think we're getting a lot more than that.
No, I wasn't thinking more. I was more thinking like 25 with a really good sell-on clause.
Nah, I think you need to try and get more. For a homegrown English player coming out of our academy who has scored probably the most important goal of our season.
Isn't it weird, like the winger market's gone mad? A couple of seasons ago, the CDM market went mad. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't know where it'll be next. It's probably goalkeeper. But I mean, the number 9 market will go mad because, like, I'm not being funny. No offence, Gyökeres, Šeško, even Liam Delap. So you can see that I'm not being like a dickhead here and just scathing other clubs. If you put them in the Barclays days, like they're good, they're all good. They're not, they're not 70s and 80s and stuff like that. Right? I mean, we spent 30 on the lap, so we've had it off. But definitely for Gyökeres and Šeško and players like that.
Put it this way: if Garnacho can be worth what Man United want, like 30 odd million, then why wouldn't you? I'm reading 50. The two?
I'm reading 50.
Yeah, exactly. So why wouldn't you compare the two?
No, but all right, no. If he wants to come for 30. Yeah,
he's not. We're never paying 50 million for him.
All right. Well, if he wants to come for 30,
Can
Yeah?
I put some? Can I put?
No.
Bet
Can
on?
Can I
Go on.
talk to you as if you're Garnacho?
Go on then.
Go. Pretend to be him.
I would love to come to Chelsea. Please, Todd Boehly, can I join the world champions? I would love it.
Alejandro, I'm going to tell you something now. You can join the world champions.
Amazing.
But you, my friend, have no starting spot, okay?
I'm not that happy about that.
Since I gave Raheem that player power, I did not happy with the results.
I think I'm good enough to start.
Well, tough shit. You'll start if Maresca
What
wants
are you
to
giving
start.
me wage-wise? Because I'm on a big wage packet at Man United.
Right, now you're fucking pissing me off. Get out of my office. No, listen, right? It sounds like I'm being negative on Garnacho, and if he comes in and tears it up, who's the first person that's going to be screaming from the rooftops about how good he is?
You.
Probably me.
And you have done that in the past.
There
You've
you go.
rode back.
Who?
Just Cucurella, mainly.
Yeah, no, Cucurella, yeah. Cucurella's the one. I've never done it about no one else, though, no?
I'm sure there's been other players.
Nah.
I'm sure there's been
No.
others.
No.
I'm sure there's been other players that you've slagged off and said.
Why can't you think of any then?
Were you a big fan of Nicholas Jackson at the start?
Yes, had very, very viral TikToks and reels and stuff going back a long, long way.
Saying
where
that
I
he was the new
compared,
Drogba.
where I never used the word Drogba, never compared him to Drogba, but where I compared him to other strikers of that age and goal return and stuff like that, and that was very, very
Did
interesting.
you not have
had
a
better
moment
goal
where
return
you said
at the
he
same
couldn't
age
finish
than
his
Sergio.
dinner?
Eh?
Didn't you have a moment where you say he couldn't finish his dinner?
No, but he had a better goal return than Sergio Aguero and other players like that at that age, I believe. It
Are
might
we
have
going
been
to talk
Aguero, it
about
might have been
Jackson?
someone else. Well, yeah, we're going to move on to Nicholas Jackson, but before we do that, sell me Garnacho. You're a salesman,
Do you need to write down anything?
eh?
Do you need to write down some notes for this?
No, I got my laptop in
Well,
front
then
of me.
here's a pen.
yeah.
I think the pros of Garnacho is it ultimately will be a low deal. I was going to make you a bet earlier on, and I want to stick to this bet. I have a feeling this might end up being a loan deal at the end of the window because I feel like Man United are going to be so desperate to get rid of him, and there's no other market for him. He doesn't want to go anywhere else. So I think it might end up being a Sancho. And if it's a Sancho loan, mate, you would take it, wouldn't you? You would.
But just from Man United's behalf, like, learn from your
They're so
mistakes,
shit.
lads.
They're so
learn
shit.
from
I know,
your
I know.
mistakes.
So
Do you know what I mean?
anyway, irregardless of the contract situation or whether it's permanent or a loan, the Garnacho move is interesting in that it's cover on the left-hand side. Gittins is an unknown quantity in the Premier League. Garnacho isn't. What he can do is beat a player, get a shot away, or cut back, and I think that's very good. He often has a lot more touches in the box than other touchline wingers, which is quite exciting as well. And ultimately, if we sign him for 30 million, I feel like in a year's time and he's shit, you could get another deal that's very similar to a Dewsbury Hall deal.
Yeah.
And also, I think he's so desperate that the economic conditions on both the sale or loan and wages will not be as tight as Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons is going to want a lot of money, whereas I think Garnacho will be able to negotiate him down.
So what, you're suggesting that we sign Garnacho instead of a Xavi Simons?
No, I'm saying it'll be both.
I was going to say, fuck that. I'm
Xavi
having
Simons would be my
Simons.
number one, and then I'd go at the end of the window if Nicholas Jackson has got sold. I'd go, we probably need Garnacho coming in or another striker. Now, that's a big debate, and I think a lot of Chelsea fans now, we're unsure whether we go 3 left mids or we go 3 strikers. Personally, I'd rather sign another striker that could play on the left or just keep Nicholas Jackson.
I'd rather keep Nicholas Jackson. Because I think that not only, right, will Liam Delap be competing with Nicholas Jackson for that starting spot, he will be learning off Nicholas Jackson. And people will
That's
look
mad,
at that.
isn't it?
People will look at that and they'll go, that's mad. No. I'm not. He'll be learning from the aspect of Nicholas Jackson has a very, very good understanding of how this team play together. Yeah?
Yep.
Not from the Club World Cup or whatever, but from going back 2 seasons. And Liam Delap has come in to a more settled side who are actually a little bit smug at a lot of the pundits and stuff like that now. I think a lot
What
of
a
the pundits might be a little bit more cautious with their predictions and everything they say this season. Even though, some of us armchair pundits were the ones that called it and called it how it was going to play out. But regardless of that, I think that he will be learning a little bit off Nicholas Jackson, because Nicholas Jackson has experienced highs and lows, media scrutiny and all of that stuff with this squad. And he has relationships, he has bonds, and that can transpire on to the pitch. Now, if we were to move him on, what's the most likely destination for Nicholas Jackson?
Breaking news on Nicholas Jackson.
Breaking news?
Well, the breaking news is that Chelsea would not only consider a potential sale, but would be open to a loan of Nicholas Jackson. How do you feel about that?
I mean, unless you're about to give me more details with a player coming in or something like that, then no, just loaning him out I think would be stupid. Why? Why would you do that?
I honestly don't get this at all. I honestly can't even comprehend it. Why they would even do it.
I think we need 2 recognised strikers. I think we need someone to shit Liam Delap up if he's not contributing, which I'm not anticipating, but I'm just saying I want someone there like a Nicholas Jackson who it's like, look, right, we have got a guy here who, might not propel us to that next step, but he is going to chip in with 20 goal involvements or something like that. So, it's the same way that I'm sure Alexander Isaac never thought that, Callum Wilson was anywhere near his level. But he did know.
He was still there.
He did know that Callum Wilson was there and ready to pop up with goals, which he did. I just feel like it'd be healthy to have that.
I do think they look completely at João Pedro now as a number 9. I don't even think they see him as a number 10 or a winger. I don't think he'll play that many games in those positions. So I think that João Pedro will be the number 9. So when you say we need 2 recognised strikers, I feel like they've got those 2 recognised strikers. The interesting thing about the question in terms of where he's going to go, more, I suppose, intel that we've got today is that he's actually already been offered to 3 clubs. Can you guess what the 3 clubs are?
You would
2 in England and 1 in Italy.
Yeah, I was about to say I was about to guess Italian clubs. Italy, it could be anyone. Not bothered. Probably. It wouldn't be Napoli. It wouldn't be. Is it Roma?
Who have we tried to do a deal with already this summer?
AC Milan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then in England, I think that you're looking at Watkins is getting on. You're probably looking at Villa and Newcastle.
Newcastle, Man United at the 2
Newcastle, Man United. Okay.
So let's be honest. If the Šeško deal doesn't go well for one of those clubs, they're going to be desperate for a striker. And I feel like Nicholas Jackson is the next one to go for.
The only thing with that is, obviously, Højlund's a lot better than Nicholas Jackson. He just doesn't get the service that Nicholas Jackson has, isn't it?
It's such a shame.
That's what.
Have you heard him speaking, by the way?
No, sorry, that's what we were told, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Højlund's much better than Nicholas Jackson. If Højlund got the service that Nicholas Jackson got, then so why would Man United want Nicholas Jackson? It baffles me.
It's so funny because he would immediately get in their team, wouldn't he?
Who?
Nicholas Jackson.
Jacko, yeah.
Jackson would be their best striker by a considerable amount.
Yeah. Jackson and Mount could get them, I think, a top 15 finish.
Yeah. Maybe top 13.
I think it could get, I think they would finish above all of the promoted clubs.
And Wolves.
If they and Wolves, maybe. Maybe. Let's see.
How the mighty have fallen. So yeah, mate, rounding up Nicholas Jackson, I think the story is over. The chapter's closed. I think it's done. I think he'll be gone.
Before we close this chapter, and we are going to get back in the studio early next week, hopefully with a special guest. You lot know. The hardcore know who we're getting on. Before we do that, right? We had some really good news this month from one of our channel partners.
Who's that? Because everyone that we work with says that we've got good news for them.
No, I know. But these guys were really happy. Obviously, I just half the time I forget to shout them out, and I really, really should do. But I do so by just wearing their clothes all the time. The Nyla tops are selling like crazy now, apparently, aren't they?
They are. They're doing very well. And not only the tops, you've also got the tracksuits.
You've got
which
the
you
track
love
suit.
the tracksuits.
You've got the track. So
matching
I
set.
do love the tracksuits, but obviously I'm not wearing tracksuits at the minute because it's quite
Bit
hot.
too hot.
So I've just been wearing the tops and that. What do you think my favourite Nyla top is out of the navy, the white, and the black?
I would honestly say the white.
You think the white?
Yeah.
My favourite's black. I love the black.
Fuck off.
I love the black on black. with
Really?
Yeah. Because when the
surprised
light
by
hits, it's classy.
I
I
like
like
that
it.
colour.
But
That's my
anyway,
favourite one.
If you do want to become one of the hundreds of people that are buying these Nyla tops at this moment in time, then not only is there a link, we can get them what?
10% off.
10% off.
Yeah. There's a
10%
code.
off.
There'll be a code in the description that we can do for that.
Yeah.
10%.
10% off of
Just to say
Nyla
thank you.
apparel, which again, as I say, look, give them a real show of it.
Ooh.
These are banging tops, mate. I wear them day in, day out. People, thank you very much for sticking around to the end of another video, and we will see you all in the next one.